Fala galera, tudo bem com vocês? Até que enfim saiu a primeira entrevista com os 3 Homens-Aranhas. E como é que eu fico? Super hypado, né galera? Porque eu sou muito fã. E eles simplesmente imitaram no filme de Homem-Aranha Sem Volta Pra Casa. E eu separei os melhores trechos para vocês assistirem. Então fique até o final do vídeo para você não perder nenhum detalhe. Mas antes de mais nada, não se esqueça de deixar o like, se inscrever no canal se não for inscrito e ativar as notificações para me te deixar super bem informado. Então vamos lá galera, ver como está essa entrevista. E a primeira pergunta, o entrevistador pergunta para o Tom Holland se ele imaginava que esse filme faria tanto sucesso ao redor do mundo. Vamos lá ver o que ele falou.
I mean, I think I always knew that this film would be loved around the world. I didn't think it would be quite as massive as it has been. You know, one of my favorite things to do at the minute is to go online and watch fans' reactions to you guys coming in. That one thing in particular. I don't think I could ever have imagined it being so well received by everyone. So no, I mean, I guess I had an idea that people would love this movie, but in no way, shape or form could I have thought it was going to be as big as it has been. And it's been, you know, only the last couple of weeks that I've sort of really come back to reality and come home and started to face real world problems. And it feels like we've been on some sort of really
Parece sonho mesmo, até para nós que somos fãs. E nesse trecho, galera, o entrevistador pergunta a Tobey e Andrew como foi esse convite, como foi a reação deles quando eles foram convidados para esse filme. Vamos ver.
Why should do Spider-Man again? What was it?
Yeah, I went and had a meeting with Amy and Kevin, Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige, and had talked about, they sort of just, you know, teased it. I think Amy was like, we'd love to talk to you and you know what this is about. And I was like, okay, sure. Let's have a chat. And
I think with Amy, you're like, no, I don't, Amy, no.
Yeah, no, I know. I was,
Eu gosto muito, galera, de bastidores.
Give me a little bit of information, but I don't know. I gotta say, I was intrigued immediately. Like in that conversation, the intention, the kind of love and celebration of these movies and what it meant, I think, to Amy and Kevin was apparent. And to me, when artists or, you know, people who are steering the creative process have a kind of authentic, genuine intent of celebration and love, it just was so apparent in both of them that, I don't know, I just wanted to join that. And I'm a big fan of Tom and those movies and Andrew, so it was definitely intriguing. But yes, I was also going, well, what are we gonna do? And that was a bit mysterious. I did appreciate what was shared, but it was really about getting together with these people and revisiting, you know, what was part of my history and getting a chance to like come together. And there are personal things too, which are kind of resolutions or a way to revisit and I'm not quite sure how to put it. It's just to get back into that, and I don't want to say like close the chapter, but revisit and have certain resolutions, and just join in this like loving creative spirit.
Yeah, it's amazing. What about for you, Andrew? I thought, well, with Tick, Tick, Boom and with the eyes of Tammy Faye, we've seen a lot of Andrew Garfield in fantastic performances this year alone. When I saw this movie, I wasn't expecting a third one on that, and amazing to see you back in this costume and this franchise. So for you, what was it like going back?
Well, I was just waiting to see if Tobey was going to do it, and if Tobey was going to do it, and I was like, well, I have no choice, you know. I follow Tobey to the ends of the earth. I'm a lemming for Tobey. But that was sincerely a big part of it, you know, when I was approached about it, and again, in a similar way to what Tobey was saying, it was like, oh, the intention feels very pure here. It actually feels like a great creative idea and a great creative story. It wasn't like they were just asking us to come and say hi and then leave again, but actually have our presence being in service to Tom you know, being in service to Tom's journey and where he is as Peter Parker, and how I love the destiny feeling of the multiverse expanding.
Nós também amamos o
and
multiverso.
actually, that without Tobey's Peter and Andrew's Peter being present for Tom's Peter at this very moment, he may not become the Peter Parker that he's supposed to become. I love that there's and that maybe he would have lost his girlfriend, and that maybe he would have gone down a darker path if Tobey hadn't have given him that kind of mentorship moment, that better angel kind of moment. So it was those things. I get chills thinking about it even now. So for me it was like, and it's the same kind of judgment call with any script or any film. It's like, is this a story worth telling, and do I want to work with these people? And it was a big double kind of capitalized yes, and then it exceeded my expectations, because the way that Tom and Zendaya and Jacob are as a trio is just like a kind of magical heaven kind of friendship, and then so welcoming of me and Tobey into the gang. And then the way that Tom works with John Watts and Kevin and Amy, it's like, it's very open, it's very free. And so Tobey and I felt not only welcomed, but actually given lots of permission to play and to kind of find our way into being of service to Tom's story in this way. And it was just a kind of joyful few weeks that we all got to spend together, which I you know, it could have been an absolute, not like you kind of think, well, getting 3 Spider-Men together could go one of 2 ways. And I think it's a testament to these guys that it went the way that it went, which was a brotherhood, which is just beautiful.
E nesse trecho, galera, que eu separei, ele pergunta como foi guardar esse segredo das participações dos 3 no filme. Que é difícil, né, galera? Como as mídias estão hoje, espalhar um vazamento é muito fácil. Ainda mais nós que somos youtubers, estamos aqui para espalhar os vazamentos, mas eles guardaram bem. Vamos ver o que eles falaram.
Threaten you with anything here or what?
You had the worst of it though, Andrew. Because you were doing press for months. Yeah, like
out there, man. I'm like out there, and everyone's like, Andrew Garfield on a press tour, just denying Spider-Man, like these other 2 films. I'm like, dudes, like look at this stuff. So yeah, no, I definitely think I had the hardest time.
You had the worst part of it, yeah.
Thrust into the world just like coincided with having to lie for the sake of that audience reaction, I think. So, and I know, you know, I equate it to, like, you know, when you're organizing a surprise birthday party for someone that you love,
surpresa. E realmente foi,
they keep saying, mate, just tell me, I hate surprises. You know I hate surprises, but deep down you know they will love the surprise. I justified my ethical kind of like unethical lying behavior. I call it fibbing more than lying.
Right.
It was quite. I kind of enjoyed it. It was quite fun, and it felt like a game of that game Werewolf or Mafia, where you know you're the werewolf and you have to convince everyone that you're not. So I kind of like turned it into a little bit of a game for myself. I don't know, and it did result in this kind of like, even though there were all these leaks and all this stuff happening, I think like there was enough doubt in everyone's mind going, oh God, what if it isn't? What if it isn't? What if they don't show up? And then, so when we did, it kind of gave them that little bit of icing on top of an already incredibly deep, like I watched the movie with Tobey for the first time and I was in pieces. Like, this is a deep movie. This isn't just fan service, which, you know, it partially is, but like, this is a movie that is about a coming of age, like an acceptance of loss, acceptance of death, taking responsibility for your gifts. And like, I was torn open by the journey that Tom went on, and that he was it was just like having to split with his girlfriend and his best friend and sacrifice that in order. It's classic Peter Parker, but it felt totally fresh and totally reimagined. Like, his origin, like Tom's origin story was happening in his 3rd movie rather than his 1st. Like, there's something so profound. So the film, I feel, stands alone without me and Tobey showing up. I hope we enhance it, but like, I think John and Tom have made just something actually that is exceptionally moving, especially for young people. You know, I think it's a beautiful film.
E nesse último trecho que eu separei, ele tá perguntando ao Tobey como foi vestir de novo o manto do Homem-Aranha, que representa muito pros fãs, né, galera? Imagina o Tobey retornando. Pra gente foi sensacional. Imagina pro ator vestir de novo o manto do Homem-Aranha. Vamos ver o que ele falou.
Back into that suit.
Well, once you get through the process of, really peeling it onto your body, it was, I don't know, a lot of things. It was uncomfortable getting it on, and then it's a goof, and then it also has a sort of, I guess, a sort of a power in a sense, because it brings me back into that character. It really does. There's so much affinity for this character. It means so much to so many people that, once the sort of goofiness of being in lycra or spandex, once that goes away, you're like, oh wow, this is cool. This is that sort of a responsibility, but a blessing, like something that I get to do that I'm grateful for. And so that was fun, but honestly, like being with these guys, it really was just a much richer experience than I anticipated, or that I could really even express in words. I know that's not the question about the suit, but the suit is, it just, to get to be there with these guys in their suits, and whether it was like dancing around or playing around in scenes and improving, or feeling that kind of sense of service to each other, and the character being in service to humanity, it really gives a certain perspective. And then the kind of trust and openness that I had with these guys, and John and Amy and everyone, it just brought this really open, I don't know, I just felt super safe, and like we were all on the same team and all in support of each other. And it just brought out this I don't know how to put it other than just like this really loving, fun, creative experience that I was just like sitting in gratitude every day. Which is not always the case when you're working on something, even just from the standpoint of like trying to figure out what you're doing, and it wasn't without its challenges, but it all just unfolded the way it needed to, or whatever. It had a sense of this kind of destiny to it as well. So I guess the suit was the doorway to that.
Galera, é simplesmente demais ver esses caras conversando, falando sobre os bastidores. Isso eleva muito o que foi o filme pra mim, porque eu sou muito fã. E eu acredito que muitos de vocês são também. E se você é fã do Homem-Aranha, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal se não é inscrito e ativa as notificações que eu vou te deixar super bem informado. E é isso aí, galera. Esses foram os trechos mais legais que eu achei da entrevista. Eu deixei aqui pra vocês. Muito obrigado por ter ficado até o final do vídeo. Um grande abraço. Tamo junto!